Right, so I've got this rigged up to straighten these crooked fence panels. I've got two rack clamps kind of joined together because one wasn't long enough, and the G-clamp on that corner to anchor it. So hopefully when I tighten that up, close the rack clamp up, the panel will start coming square. So if you look at the set square at the moment, it's touching there, but it's opening up, the gap opening up when it gets to that end. So if we start tightening this clamp up, and we look at the square again. Oh, that's going. So there's a bit more. Let's hope it does it before it runs out of travel. Turns. Right, so that's nearly there. I think it is there actually. Just like a bit more just to allow for the spring back. Alright, so look at it again. Yeah, that's alright, just give it a few more. That should do it, I think. Yeah, that should be it now, so let's look on the tension, see how far it springs back. So if we look at it again, yeah, that's pretty well spot on if you look along all the edges. The square is more or less in contact with the panel all the way, so that's actually squared up that panel. So that's not too bad. I think for a fence it probably wouldn't matter, but as it's for a building it needs to be pretty well square. So I've got all the main sections up now. Although it's a bit flimsy until I get the start on the upper section to kind of make it more rigid. There's quite a decent area in here. Anyway, what I thought I'd do next is take this capping off the top, capping off the fence sections, because it's got a kind of dome top on it which I won't need. And what I'll do is I'll put some of the capping on the sides of the entrance, kind of down here and down there, just to kind of finish the entrance a bit. So that'll be the next thing. So I've got it a bit more rigid now. I'll put this temporary stiffening piece up on the back wall. No, it hasn't made it very stiff. A couple of diagonal pieces just to locate the walls, the side walls in place. And this bit is just a kind of gauge. That's the width of this, to make the width of the door the same at the top as it is at the bottom. It won't be really rigid until I start doing the roof structure. So anyway, to do the roof structure I've got some old builder's planks from the farm, which are these. So I think if I split each one into 3 bits, that'll be about the right dimensions, cross-sectional dimensions for that roof. Because the unsupported span is 6 foot, so it's not too bad. If I get here to allow about 2 feet of snow, the weight of 2 feet of snow on the roof, without it sagging too much. So at the moment I'm taking these metal reinforcing bits off the ends of the planks, and then I'll get the circular saw and split each one up. Anyway, so talking of the weather, it's really cold today, murky. Yesterday it was kind of nice warm sunshine, so we really get the extremes of weather here. It can be kind of snow and hail literally one minute, and bright warm sunshine the next. So I've started cutting up these planks now into each plank into 3 bits. And the circular saw seems to be working. I'm in the right blind situation. Because when I was about, I think it was about 11 or 12 years old, my mum got me a Black & Decker drill, and I started using it as a drill. Got loads of use out of it, and then I got a circular saw attachment for it, and it must have lasted about 40 years, this circular saw attachment for the drill. And then the gearbox went, so I thought, well, I'll have to get another circular saw, because these days you have a dedicated circular saw rather than a drill attachment. So I got one of these challenge ones, which wasn't really expensive. Anyway, it lasted about 30 seconds, and blooming sparks and smoke came out of the motor, and it stopped working. So, bloody hell. So then I took that back and got this one, and this one seems to be working alright. Although the guard was knocking on the blade at first, so I had to bend the guard a bit to get it away from the blade. But anyway, this one seems to be working. I just hope it'll carry on working. So let's get on with this cutting. I'm just trying to get my head around how the roof's going to be assembled now. I think I've got it worked out. I've cut this smaller wood, about 1.25 inches square, to go right round the perimeter of the roof. This is what I've got from I found these thick bits, and I've been cutting these up to make the thinner bits of wood in kind of various sizes. But the problem is, these bits of wood have got quite big knots in. So when I've cut it up, the stress grade has gone down the pan slightly. So I've got to have a bit of a sort out, see which bits of wood I can use and which I can't use, and sort out which ones are going to take the most stress, and sort it out that way. So these are, I think these will be the main rafters, these bits. I've got to get 6 of those, I think. 6 of those. cut up, and then I'll taper the ends to kind of so they kind of match up with the thinner bits around the perimeter of the roof. So anyway, I'll carry on with that for the time being. I've got the roof structure roughly assembled with the rafters and the end pieces to locate the rafters in place. It's kind of more or less laying flat on the walls at the moment. I've got to lift the front of it up to get the drop on the roof to allow the rain to run off the back. And I've started lifting that side up, so I've got to lift it all up now and put some planks in the front. It's fixed at the back, so that'll be the next part, getting the planks in and getting enough drop on the roof. Well, I've got all the rafters in now, and I'll raise that side to get the drop on the roof to allow the rain to run down and off the back. And I'll just put all these filling in pieces in between the rafters. So I think the next thing I'll do is put some struts across in the middle of each gap. I think one on each gap will be enough. So that'll be the next thing I'll do.